Yeah, so this is my brother right here. Let me give you a little background on how this like even came full circle. I remember, damn, someone, when was that? Was that 2019? I think it was 2019. I had just joined EXP and I was just so interested. I was like, how do we get like elevated video that's going to tell stories of our clients? Like, how can we make real estate become a realism in our business and in our life and be able to like share that with the world, right? And so this is like when stories, I don't even know if stories had really come full circle yet. And I remember looking up like videographers in California, and I seen this super dope, super awesome video of like it was like a mini movie inside of a gym. And when I seen it, I was just like, this is it. Like this is the kind of stuff that we need, but in real estate. And I remember calling Sam and I was like, hey, Chris, do you do real estate stuff too? And he's like, oh, I do everything. Like, just put me in. Like, let's make something happen. And a few meetings later, a few videos in, we started like really blowing up the industry with all these introduction videos. Like nobody was doing like introduction of agents to a company videos like we were, where we were implementing lifestyle, personality, and then bringing it full circle in real estate. And so I'd like to kind of acknowledge this group for really placing a flag in the ground as it relates to like creating momentum, doing things that are different, that are new, that are evergreen and changing the way real estate business has been done. So all that being said, uh, not only did Sam come into the real estate industry and crush it, he's created a phenomenal business that has created so many different branches into this man's specialty. And if you follow him on social media, this dude gives it all away. Like he's not even keeping it to himself. Like he spits game with his videos. He tells people what to do, what camera he uses, everything. And so for that, Sam, your contribution, bro, not just to real estate, to entrepreneurs and to the industry and to everything that you give in leadership, deserves recognition, my bro. So I salute you.
I appreciate that, Joe. Thank you.
1000%, bro. And I'm gonna give you the floor here, brother. You got 40 minutes to just enlighten us, fill us with as much wisdom as you can, and we're excited for this team. Let's give them a big round of applause.
I appreciate everybody's time. Hopefully, you guys take away something that you can find useful today, and get started using some of these techniques and just realizing that you can start with what you have. Um, just making sure you guys can hear me. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Good. All right. So, kind of to kick this off, I wanted to just kind of make sure everybody knew who I was and what I do. Joseph kind of laid down the groundwork pretty well. But I've been doing social media since it came out. We came in a generation where there was no internet. So obviously, when the internet came in, I just wanted to stay on top of it because I don't want to get left behind. That's always my mindset when it comes to technology. And now that AI is being implemented, I know a lot of people are kind of pushing it to the side, but I hop on that trend as well because you really just don't know how far technology is going to go before you start to give up on it. And I see that happening in social media all the time. And especially in you guys' profession as realtors, I hear a lot that you often don't want to be considered an influencer, which is why some of you don't do social media. But I would argue that you're already an influencer. You guys are influencing people to buy homes. You're influencing them to buy homes in a market that they're afraid to, or they're a first-time home buyer. So you guys are already influencing your market. You're just trying to capture it on camera. So I don't want you guys to think about what I'm saying as something that you can't do. You're already doing it. You just have to be filming it. And that's like one of the biggest keys for a lot of you, because I've worked with some of you. I still work with some of you. Some of you I haven't met yet. But I wanted to kind of give you guys these reasons why the realtors that I've come across don't do social media. And if this is you, I kind of want you to raise your hand or write in the chat that that's you, because we have to eliminate these excuses for you. I don't have time. I don't know what to say. It's too expensive. I'm not comfortable being on camera. That's a huge one. I don't think video content is necessary. I'm not tech savvy. My market doesn't use social media. It takes too long to see results. I don't have the right equipment, and I'm afraid of negative feedback. If you found yourself in any of those reasons I just mentioned, I want you to kind of tell on yourself for real. I want you to participate because this is going to tell me a lot about how you run your business. You don't have to talk.
Was.
Raise your hand.
I
What's that?
definitely was. I definitely was. I didn't want to be in front of the camera. I didn't want to do any of that stuff.
Yeah, I remember, Brian, but you stepped up. So the reason I kind of want to attack these reasons is because statistically, the market that you guys are in are on social media. And if they're not on a social media like a realtor, if they're not following you, if you guys have people in your farm who are going to Zillow, anybody that goes to Zillow, as soon as they go over to Instagram, they are getting targeted ads because they were on Zillow. That's one of the biggest reasons you guys should be on social media. The second that they leave Zillow and just start scrolling on Instagram, they're going to start getting these targeted or retargeted ads. And if you're not in that system, if you don't have content that is already building that type of brand, you're missing people who are currently looking for houses. They're looking for leads or they're looking for an agent and they can't find you. So the second you decide to keep your hands off of social media, you become invisible and you have to do a lot of manual labor. You should want to relieve yourself because you guys already do so much in your day. You guys are already constantly moving. Using social media, using video marketing, using these skills is going to take the weight off your shoulders to do so much manual work. For instance, if you don't engage with your audience in your DMs, then you have to do more door knocking. If you don't take the time to actually post more content, you have to do more cold calling. That's just the nature of you guys' business. If you guys are not taking the time to push and brand yourselves, then you have to do a lot more manual labor that you already don't have time to do, or you might not want to do. And the stats are for you, they're not against you. The people that are watching realtors, most of them are millennials. There's about 83%, according to NAR, there's 83% of them that are new to the market. They don't understand anything. They're probably not following a bunch of realtors. So the market is not oversaturated with them. And they're just trying to find their person to make home buying easy to understand. Because currently, a lot of people don't know what the home buying process is like, even with all the information that's going out in different forums, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, all that stuff. People still don't know how to buy homes. They still don't know what programs they qualify for. And that's you. You're the expert in that market. So where I would start, if I were to give you guys homework today, you guys need to generate 10 videos today that outlines the home buying process. Something that can be evergreen that won't change. So that if somebody has a question, you can push that to them. Like, hey, I noticed you were looking at these homes. Here are 10 videos on this process that you can watch today. It's simple. The conversations are cut shorter because you're giving them the tools to watch you be the professional on their time. Because one thing people don't like is you rushing them to ask questions. Like if I just don't have questions to talk right now, I just don't have, I don't have time to talk. But if you give me the leeway to give me videos that I can watch on my own time, I'm going to call you back. Quick story, there's an agent in Texas, and I wrote his name down, but I can't find it. But he generated 3 videos that were all comical. They didn't have a whole lot of professional jargon. He wasn't polished. He wasn't wearing a suit. He wasn't trying to sound smart. He made 3 videos and sold 3 houses, all worth $1 million in Texas. 3 videos comical, and they weren't long. And if you were to see the video, everybody would judge it saying things like, oh, I can do that. That's simple. But the truth is, like I said in the beginning with these 10 excuses, a lot of people are in your industry are making excuses on why not to do this stuff. So question, what obstacle do you guys face right now on why you're not making content? And I'll pick 3 people to just say something.
I'll go. So for me, it's all about trying to get from one platform to the other. I did post some on Facebook, which I shared it with Instagram, but I really want to be more consistent in TikTok. So it's a lot of that going on. Sometimes I feel a little uncomfortable, but because I'm not like you are or anyone else, I'm kind of, getting some training and then doing it, but I'm not, you know, it's not all that great. I mean, it's okay. So maybe I'm judging myself, but I'm doing a little something, but I want to do more. But time is one of my factors, and which platform, something like
I love that. Thank you for your transparency. There's an agent in Riverside who earns $1,000 every month from YouTube because she vlogs what she does in her day. She's not getting that money from selling houses. She's getting that money from posting on social media. Although your job is to sell homes, the fact that she is posting something about her regular day as a realtor is getting her attention from people that kind of want to see you guys be normal. So, like you said in your training, you learning, I would be filming that. I would be filming my process as a realtor because it's not easy. You guys have a lot to learn. You guys have a lot. You're in such a competitive market. You have to constantly find ways for you to stand out. One way for you to stand out is to be vulnerable, to not be perfect, to be the person who is learning and trying and who is showing people how I try to sell homes in a market where a lot of people are scared. That's the first thing I would do. If I signed up today, if I was EXP, oh my God, I would be blowing all you guys out of the water. And it wouldn't be because I'm posting a whole lot of stuff. It's just because I'll be vulnerable and letting you know, like, I don't know everything, but I'm about to learn. Come learn with me. That's a whole series by itself. If you guys want to go and you're looking for investors or investment properties and you walk into something that looks crazy, I'm filming all of that because that's the real deal. That's the reality of it. That as well as some of you don't add enough people in your pages. Like I can look at some realtors pages as I work with them and it's nothing but houses. There's no people engaged. There's no pictures of families that they helped. It's literally just in escrow, in escrow, in escrow, closed, in escrow with their headshot on everything. But you're not showing the families that you helped. It shows that 87% of agents that show more of the client versus just the property sell more homes because you're helping people. Although the help is in the house that you get them in, you're helping the people. So what they're looking at is who do you help? What type of person do you help? If I look like that person, then I'm going to lean towards you because I can identify myself in the people that you're helping. But if you're choosing to only validate yourself by the size of the house and how much it is, you're going to miss an entire market of people who are trying to get your services. So you have to make your content more about people versus just how much money you sold or how much money you got from a sale. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Perfect. Now I wanted to drop some stats for you guys for people who like numbers, okay? Because a lot of these numbers are 2023 and up. 86% of marketers say that they help or that videos help them sell their home. 72% of customers return to realtors that continue to post. 87% of marketers give positive ROIs from videos that they constantly post. Wise Owl surveys say that there's minimal negative feedback on realtors who are showing the reality of their job. And these are all stats that are live right now. So if you guys wanted to make a video with me today and your goal was to let's go to a private hangar where I'm going to get on a jet in my freshest suit, wearing Gucci shoes, Gucci belt, showing all that stuff, negative feedback. That's the negative feedback of everything. Is the flash. And that's what the survey is saying. It's the average person who's waking up, back is hurting, coffee machine is bubbly. I'm going to the gym, struggling doing push-ups, dropping my kids off in the morning. That is the most relatable 2 hours of your day that people are going to respond to. And you haven't even talked about houses yet. So let's strategize. What is your brand? If three of you can respond, what is your current real estate brand? Because your brand is going to tell me your strategy. And please don't be shy because this is going to help you today.
Can I go first?
Please.
Sam, first of all, I want to tell the audience that Sam is the guy who did my first video when I joined EXP. He was introduced by Leo Robles, and that was life-changing. I was very shy guy on a camera. I used to think like how I'll look, how I'll sound, but when I heard it, he made me like a hero. And that day, I'm a smart. Uh,
You're breaking up,
he
breaking up.
came and I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Mm.
So coming to the question, and is like, spread happiness, spread kindness, and don't forget to dance. So it has big meaning, but I will of course not take the time to tell. And that is my brand. I want to make sure that everyone, I sell home with my happiness, with the happy face, with the smile. That's what I do. But thank you, Sam, for doing my first video and making me look good and guiding. First of all, you're a very serious person when I was first doing it, and you hardly smile, and I smile all the time, which was making me awkward. But you finally smile when I was dancing. So that make me comfortable.
I remember that. Anybody else want to share their brand? And if you don't know your brand, that's even more.
Guys, I have to go because I'm here. And somebody says, thank you so much, Sam. Thank you, Joe. Bye-bye.
I'll share
Um,
mine real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. I just interrupted somebody.
Go ahead.
that's okay. You can go.
Okay, real quick. My brand, I'm still kind of defining that, I think. I think you can, evolve. I'm trying to reinvent myself, but what my hashtag or my little slogan is I'm the realty concierge because we do so much more than selling homes, right? We are problem solvers. We are connecting them with resources. We're doing so many things, almost just like a real concierge at a hotel or, whatever. You have someone that directs you and guides you along everything and connects you with everything you need to be connected with. So like the lender, the inspectors. So that's my brand.
Okay, good. And one more.
This is April again, and my brand is live the life you really want to live.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. So just hearing you guys' different brands, who is your target audience?
My
Because,
target. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
because if your brand is too wide, you don't have a target audience. If your brand is like, I want to just grab whoever I can, then you don't have a target. You actually have a moving target, and that makes your job harder.
Facts, and I've lived it. I can be a whole testimony and poster child for that because I've only been licensed 19 years.
Only.
So that's why I kind of say I come up with the realty concierge, but over coaching and just thinking about all the stuff that I have embedded in my head, you really have to niche your business so you aren't all over the place trying to cater to everyone just for the sake of having a deal. So that's what I'm working on, is really kind of redefining how I want to move forward in my business, especially after August 17th.
I love that. So if you guys all have your brands in your head, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I'm going to ask you to write these things down because these are the types of content that you can post right now. Based on your brand, the things that you shared with us or you don't want to share that you know in your head, who is your target audience? What do they want and what do you give? Based on those 3 questions, that is your content. That is your social media strategy. That is your video production strategy. You can create endless stuff just with those 3 questions. So if you come across something where you're like, I don't know what to say, okay, well, go back to your brand. Who is your target audience? That will always give you something to say. What do they want? That'll always give you something to say. What do you give? That'll always give you something to say.
I have a
Jillian.
question.
I have a question.
Hi. So my question is, I've gone back and forth with brands and how to define it. So for me, I want my brand to be like funny. I love to dance and I'm informative and communicative. And I have a lot of experience in sales. So how to package that up and who am I talking to? Someone who's just like me, maybe?
It's possible. Or somebody who is, it's weird. Like for my brand personally, I like to help new videographers coming into a business, and not real estate, but any business, right? How to buy cameras, how to understand lighting, how to understand audio. This is stuff that I don't try to teach realtors because you guys already have so much on your plate. Like, why would I want to teach you guys how to be a camera op? Some of you guys are learning that, but I would never teach you that. But for my market, I also dance. I've been dancing for over 20 years. I don't like to show that side of me because it has nothing to do with this brand. And I'm already starting to monetize this brand. So if I start to mix the few, now I'm starting to mix work with pleasure, and it starts to confuse the people that are watching me. Like, what, are you selling me something? Are you just showing entertainment? Are you just trying to be funny? Are you trying to be knowledgeable? Like, what does it do? I have 250,000 followers on TikTok. They like humor on TikTok for my brand because that's where I set it up. So when I post something funny, the engagement goes crazy. The second I switch that over to educational, all of the engagement drops because my brand on TikTok was to be funny. So now I've given my viewers the compass content, meaning they told me what they want from me. If I switch that up, they're going to switch on me. So the whole goal is to be posting content where your audience tells you, oh, that was helpful. Oh my gosh, I love this type of content. I wish people did this more. If you're just getting a bunch of thumbs up and fire emojis, that ain't it. That's not giving you any type of information. The goal is not to like make content where people say, oh, that's a dope video, because that compliments me. That compliments your videographer. That does nothing for your brand. That does nothing for your business. It doesn't drive in traffic. It doesn't lead to sales. It doesn't get you that client that's going to help you continue in your career. So like what you were saying, if I were to do the opposite, somebody who say they liked politics and I wanted to just nudge on that, that's not really my brand. It's going to do terrible for everything that I want to pursue. But let's say I was a realtor and I love sports. I'm gonna mix both of those things. Because I know there's a huge market of people who love sports. Football just started. How many of you guys are like posting about football? You're gonna get a whole bunch of people to respond to that, and then they're gonna go on your page and they are gonna notice that you're a realtor. Now they're funneling into your brand. So you can use these hobbies as techniques just to get people to notice you. And now they're here in your store shopping for what you sell.
Okay, thank you.
And I think I cut somebody else off. I heard a male voice.
I don't know about male, but it's
I know
Jillian.
last time
Trying to
people
ask you a
said that I have a
question.
deep voice, so it could be a woman with a deep voice. It's usually
No,
me,
it wasn't that.
but
No, it wasn't
Sam,
that.
can you hear me?
yes,
Yes.
I can.
Thank you. So, Sam, it's Jillian. Good to see you again. I had a question about editing and how much time do you think we should spend editing, or if it's something that you think we should outsource?
So I feel two ways about this. I feel like if money is good for you, then outsource it. If things are slow for you, then you got to learn it yourself. But keep it minimal. This camera right here, the Osmo Pocket 3, it comes with a microphone that sounds good. You can clip it on you. The quality of this is 4K. It's on a gimbal so that if you need to do a home tour or something like that, it's stable. I recommend every realtor get something like this. They have a little attachment.
Repeat what it
Why?
is.
I'll put it in the chat so that you guys can see it or send
Thank
it to
you.
But you can film listings like this, and you can flip this vertically so that you can do vertical content as well. The reason I bring this up is because it has an app that has editing software in it, and it keeps it simple. So all you got to do is click the video you want, and it puts it in the timeline for you. What type of music do you want? You click it, it's over to the right, it adds it automatically, and it puts it on beat. So the hard part of video editing can be done with something like this. This is $700. So if you can't afford to pay somebody, then you're going to have to afford to do it yourself. But you can't afford not to.
And that can be uploaded on TikTok.
TikTok, Facebook, you can live stream from this. Yeah. And which is great because the technology nowadays, everything is pretty much a good camera now. There's like very minimal in the market that's a bad camera. In terms of editing software, there's very few editing softwares that are actually bad. The only thing that comes against you guys is time. You guys don't have a lot of time to be sitting in front of a camera or a computer doing this, trying to figure it out. You get more frustrated because it doesn't come out the way you want. But overall, the technology isn't the problem. It's just the know-how. And I don't teach realtors how to be an editor. I teach you guys how to either script or dialogue or find your brand, because there's still a lot of realtors that don't know their brands, which means they don't know their target audience and they can't serve anyone. I try to like line you guys up with that, because if you know, that's the hard part for you guys. Everything else is going to come. Even if you just filmed yourself on your phone, there's 100% increase on phone content every single day. Every single day. And a lot of people don't even utilize this. And when they do, they utilize the wrong camera. This is not your 4K camera. This is. So you may not see yourself, but this is the best camera option that you have, not this front facing one. Little nugget for you in case you guys are filming the wrong way.
I have a question.
I am.
I was gonna ask you, why do you like the Osmo versus like an iPhone?
I like it because it's stable. And I like it because it's more convenient for audio with this microphone. It is automatically connected as soon as I plug it in. There is a connector to utilize this, but even with that, sometimes the audio can be a little spotty. So I tend to not use it on that as much. And I always like being discreet. If this actually has a function where you can track you. So if you set it somewhere and you just wanted to, for example, I'm gonna make a video about me preparing a house for open house. I'm gonna set this on the counter, put it on tracking, and the gimbal will literally turn and follow you around the room. So it's as though somebody is literally doing this for you. And it's just a button. It's like, it's so easy. I have a 12-year-old son. It's one button that he presses and he's good to go. There's no learning with this. It's literally just, as soon as you flip this, it automatically turns on. You don't have to balance that. When I have to use my bigger one, I have to balance that thing manually. That's a lot of learning compared to this. But you have to be willing to invest in this. Otherwise, you're going to invest in me, which isn't bad. I'm not knocking it. The second option would be some POV style. This is the Insta360 Go 3. If you are door knocking, if you're talking to people, if you wanted to show basically what you do for a living, you would connect this to a magnet and it sits right here on your chest. This is content that's faceless. This is how you make content without being in it. You show what you do, but you don't necessarily have to say anything because you're showing the world what you do. That style of content, POV style, is great for woodworking, is good for athletes, is good for realtors, and it's good for pilots. People are so interested in what you guys have to do or what you do outside of what you show us. Once you put us behind what you see, we're connected to it. That's why reality TV is so huge, because that was the only way we can like be behind the scenes and actually be able to see what people do. That's why Selling Sunset was so popular. It's like, this gives us a chance to see what realtors are actually doing. You add some little entertainment to it, great. I'm currently filming for a house flipper, and she's taking me through some of the ugliest houses I have ever seen. Like, there were hoarders that were living in this house. The fire department had to literally cut the front door to get in it because there was so much junk in it. Do you see how you guys are already leaning forward? Like, there's so much in that. So the fact that I'm just filming her do what she does brought in so much attention, because not a lot of people do that unless you're watching HGTV. Like, I want to see that, but on a normal person. Oh, I'm seeing all these raised hands. Go ahead. I don't know who to call on.
I'm going to ask a quick question. So where do you suggest that we post at?
YouTube.
YouTube. Create a YouTube channel.
Yes, ma'am. The reason I
Okay.
say that is because for YouTube, it's the quickest way to get monetized. So I always recommend that people go to social media platforms that is going to give you a return, at least from you posting. So what you need from YouTube is you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
Okay.
From that, you can start generating some money just from posting. Like, if you're going to be posting, you might as well make some money from it.
Yeah.
Instagram, you can have the same amount of followers as you do on YouTube, and they're not going to pay you the same amount. YouTube right now is still the king of paying people for posting.
Are shorts okay? Or
Shorts are
long form?
fine. Shorts are fine, but there's longer watch hours for shorts because the videos are.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
4,000. I think they're like in the hundreds of thousands right now. Like, they're really like pushing the watch hours up. I don't
Okay.
I don't post shorts for myself because my brand is education. So it's hard for me to teach somebody when I want to elaborate on something in a 60-second time frame. But you can. I just don't see a lot of the same return from that.
Someone told me if you want more followers or people to subscribe, then you should start off with shorts and then long form. But I hear you.
What I find is, don't look for the followers first, look for engagement. A lot of
Okay.
people are looking for numbers in terms of followers, but it's your engagement that's going to get you more. Because when these platforms, the longer you keep people engaged, the more your content will be pushed. Like I said earlier, if you're posting stuff that is just giving you thumbs up and fire emojis, that's not pushing content. Pushing content is 5 words in a comment or more. So if somebody's like, man, this was an amazing video, they're going to push that more, because now you're keeping people on their app, which is what they want. But the second that they're watching your stuff and they swipe, that's in the analytics. They can see that. Like, oh, nobody's really watching this. Okay, well, if nobody's watching it, we'll just put it to the side. But this person, people are watching this, they're engaging with this, they're sharing this. We're going to push this up so that more people can see it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you're creating content for YouTube versus social media, would you advise to record it twice if you wanted to be on YouTube and on Instagram? Because it's like vertical or horizontal. I feel like I struggle with that.
I would not. If when you're doing different formats, you just have to back up a little bit. Like, if you guys can see my whole screen, this is the vertical box that is on cameras. If you're too close, when you crop in, the video will be like this.
Yeah.
So when you back up and you're in this vertical format, as soon as you zoom in, you'll be right where you need to be. Because I film both ways. I do it this way, and I can make a vertical reel on the same clip.
Good. Because one of my friends was like, I don't know. I was like, that's just crazy. Like, I feel like, so yeah, back up. The key there. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I see the comments. I'm gonna make sure you guys get all the tools that you need for recording yourself. If there were two things that I would advise you guys do, and I know Joseph is doing one of them, is doing more podcasting, because you can generate so much content from 1 hour conversations. And if you're bringing on collaborative information, meaning you're not just talking to the screen, but you're having a conversation with another leader in your industry, that's going to generate more, because I want to know what both of you have to say, especially if you're not both realtors. I see a hand.
Yes, I just wanted to ask, so I have the DJI Osmo. So it's like the little one. I'm not sure if that's the same one you have. I can't really tell because you have the tripod with it too. But I have that, but I struggle with it because I feel like I probably need some kind of so sorry, my phone. Sorry, guys. I feel like I probably need a tripod to go with it, because sometimes I want to use it, because mine that I have, it's a little handheld one that's good for vlogging, but sometimes I want to do like something on a tripod where it's focusing on me and I don't have to necessarily hold it. I'm wondering if I should get another one of the Osmos that's maybe like just a regular camera and not one of the little handheld vlogging ones, because sometimes I just feel really limited with the handheld one. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one.
I mean, there are three, but they should all have this little tripod leg, because this is detachable. I can actually unscrew it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they should all have like some type of base where you can set it down. The other two, they don't have this little feature. So
Mm-hmm.
if yours doesn't have this flip, then it's most likely an old model. And those
It
ones,
is.
okay, those ones I don't recommend.
Okay.
The color science and everything with that, if you were to post it on social media, would actually make your quality terrible, which is
Gotcha.
actually another topic that I wanted to cover. If you guys are going to post, make sure your quality is not terrible. I'm not even kidding. This is something that will have your professional brand tarnished, because you're not posting good looking videos. And it doesn't mean you need to hire somebody that has an amazing camera. It just means that you have to film with the right camera angle or better lighting. For instance, I know people that, I'm gonna move so I can show you, that film like this against backlit, terrible lighting, and the audio is going, and nobody's gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch it. Even if it was my video, I'm not gonna watch it. I'll make a professional video for somebody and they are a little, I would say, insecure, because that's what it is. And they'll put filters, heavily filters, just stuff like they weren't wearing makeup that day. And now the filters, you guys know what I'm talking about. And now the quality is tarnished, because those editing softwares have to downgrade the quality in order to put that filter on it. So if you're going to hire somebody like me to do a job for you, do not ruin the quality by over filtering something because you may not have been confident. I understand the purpose, but that's going to hurt your engagement and your brand at the same time. If anything, there are lenses that you guys can choose from when hiring professionals. So if you feel a little insecure and you don't want people on your face that close, tell them a lens of 24 millimeters to 35 millimeters. That is for women. That is a nugget for women. You can write that down. Please, if you're going to film me doing a talking head video, do you have a 24 millimeter or a 35? That is what the human eye sees in. Anything closer is compressed and it makes your face look bigger. And the last couple things I wanted to talk to you guys about was making sure that you guys are doing lives. So right now, live feeds are actually being really pushed on these platforms. For instance, I was doing one on YouTube and it pushed up my watch hours. So now I'm getting monetized. So if you posted one video, that video got watched a couple hundred times. Your watch hours were maybe at 10. You do a couple of lives, those watch hours convert, and you can be on live just giving information. You can talk about the market. You can talk about your experience in the market. If it's a good time, if it's a bad time, talk about programs, whatever you want, but it boosts up your watch hours. And you can post or share that link anywhere, and it will continue to generate more watch hours. But we have to get used to posting short content, longer ones, and live feeds. And if you're having trouble with that, with what you're doing, I would suggest really setting up some blocked out time, because like I mentioned in the beginning, if you don't do it, then everything is manual and it makes your job harder. Social media is literally set up to make your job easier. It's meant to have your video shared with the masses. And if you're not doing that, then you have to talk to individuals one by one by one. When you think about, I'm able to talk to all you guys and I'm in my living room. I didn't have to leave to do this. This is the power of it. So I have a little dynamic thing that I like to do, which is who posted yesterday. I know Joseph did. I know Joseph did. Who posted something yesterday? Please contribute. Please talk to me.
Oh, and we're wrapping this up here, team. I know you guys got things at 10.
Yeah, so do I.
I post every day, Sam.
Oh, I know Maisha does.
Yeah.
Let me see. Because I want to go to one of you guys' Instagrams. I'm going to go to at least 3. All right, I'm going to just go to who I see. Audrey Edwards, since you don't want to say anything. Edwards, she posted May 10th. That was her last post. Yes, sir. We're telling on y'all now.
I'm posting today. I got something in escrow.
Yeah, all right. Here we go. Robert Victor. Let's see where you're at, Robert. Oh, Robert, you're not even popping up, bud.
Sheesh.
That's a problem. All right, who else am I gonna get on?
Let's-
Chuck. All right, Chuck. Let's see what you got.
I got faith in Chuck, bro. I got faith in
Don't
Chuck.
do it. Don't do it.
All right, September 1st. This is what he posted. Is that on brand? All right, that's all right. Let me get one more person.
But it gets
Okay, check
important because it's
mine.
football.
Check Katrina Jackson.
Karina, if you're volunteering, it must be good.
Sam, you said
I
something
don't
about going
know.
live on YouTube. You can go live on YouTube?
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't know that. You have to show me.
You got it.
Y'all
5
just pay
years
Sam
ago,
to do it. Don't try to do it yourself. Trust me. Unless you know what you're doing.
you
Is
posted
it
a
on?
couple days
Is
ago.
it on brand?
Is that on brand?
Yeah.
You tell me.
Yeah, kind of. It's not really on brand. It like kind of is. It kind of isn't.
So this isn't terrible, which is funny. This is not terrible forms of content. What this is showing is her humanity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was helping out the homie. He has a business. He asked me to. He dropped a new single.
So there was a competition I was watching between 2 videos, and this is the last thing I'll say. I'll wrap it up. There were 2 realtors, and they showed the same house. One person did a professional style, slow pans, showing the kitchen, the backyard. Hey, this is my new listing. If you're interested, follow me. And it goes into the house, right? That we've seen it before. Then there's this other guy who showed the listing, and you just see him. This is the kitchen. This is the backyard. Going upstairs, like he's just running throughout the whole thing. That video generated 5 million views. And he got hundreds of offers. And then the comments were like, I'm not ready to buy a house, but when I am, I'm reaching out to this guy. Versus the other one that probably got maybe 100 views. And there was nothing wrong with the house. The house is beautiful. But people are connected to the personality as well. You bring your personality in the video, brings more personality to the house. It's not always about, hey, I'm in my new listing at XYZ Street. Follow me. This part of content is never necessary. People are going to go inside the house regardless. That virtual tour, let's cut that out. Show some real transparent moments in your life. Show some real transparent moments in your content. I guarantee it's going to go up.
So good. Sheesh, it's fire, Sam. I appreciate this.
Yes,
And
sir.
Hey, Sam, I have a quick question. Just for, not necessarily not sure, well, I'm not sure what to do and how to do it. I think I probably got some content from the past that I could use. I'm brand new in terms of turning real estate. But, so what about an hour consultation with you? A consultation as looking over what I've got and what I could do with it and how I would proceed, starting like to overcome the initial inertia. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. It would only take me 15 minutes.
Okay. How do I sign up for it?
let's go.
Damn right. Let's go.
I'll get your information from Joe.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I pay. I'm willing to pay good money.
There you go. Got you, Arthur. Got you.
Thanks,
Hey,
Joe.
so this is what we're gonna do. It's 10:05, and I know Sam gave us an extra 5 minutes of love. Man, we got to bring you back, Sam. Two things. One, we're gonna bring you back. Secondly, is we're gonna make sure that everybody on this call and everybody that's gonna receive this email, it's going out to all 1,400 chasers, gets your contact information. And anything that you need to press forward and send to them, we'll make sure that it comes in a email format to everybody. How's that sound? How's that sound, squad? All right. Any parting words for us, Sam?
This was right on point. I want to thank you. This was awesome for an old timer like me. This is mind blowing. So I do want to thank you. And Joseph was right. You leave everything on the table. And I love that. I love that about you. A lot of tips, honest tips, just sharing. Love it.
Oh, I appreciate that.
This
Maybe
was awesome.
we could show some editing tips like live and in color.
Let's do that. Yeah, we'll bring this back. All right, team, 10:06. I know Leo just popped off his Zoom call with Coach Bill Pipes, who used to spearhead all of Tom Ferry's training, coaching, and education. So if you guys got that link, head over there. If you got the time, if not, boots on the ground, hit the streets. Let's get some sales in. You guys have a phenomenal day. Stay blessed.